Wow. That's a big one. Well, I think one bit of advice that I got a long time ago. I was working with the late great Gil Evans, a composer that wrote arrangements for Miles Davis and a bunch of different people. He did the Porgy and Bess album with Miles Davis and all these great things. And he had a band, like sort of a small big band. And I used to play in that sometimes. And I was talking with him one night, and I said, that I really wished I could be a better all-round player. I wish I could play better rock. I wish I could play better bebop. I wish I could play better, whatever it was, or read better, And he was much older than me and had all this experience, and he said, don't worry about that. To try and do everything is if you did everything well, you would be mediocre. You would be average. I said, well, what do you mean? And he said, well, if you just try to become good at all these things, you will never become really good at one. So he said, concentrate on what you do. What feels right to you, what is your strongest point, and develop that. And because he was good friends with Miles Davis, and he always said that Miles would complain that he didn't have the technique that Dizzy Gillespie or another, really fast trumpet players had. But what he had Miles Davis. He had a way to improvise that was very much his own. So he just took that and developed it and became like sort of an innovative jazz figure. So that was some advice I got that was very good. It was just not try and do everything. Just do what you do as best as you can do it. And I think that was the most important piece of advice I got, And then somebody said to me once, I think, before I was going on stage, I was nervous. And they said, well, what are you nervous about? And I said, well, I'm just nervous. They said, well, what could happen? I said, well, I don't know. I could fuck up, I could do something really bad. Yeah, I said, nothing bad is going to happen. The worst thing that could happen is maybe your amp will stop working or something, it's nothing. Sometimes we tend to think that these, something terrible is going to happen, like in a dream, like we're going to walk out there and nothing's going to work, or we're going to fall down, or our pants will fall off or something, or something really embarrassing. And nothing like this has ever happened to me. And so I think that was another good piece of advice, is something like, well, don't worry, because nothing can really happen. All you can do is play, or, and you'll play, and either you'll sound good or you'll sound average, but you're not going to get hurt. Nothing can happen to you, So I think, again, it all starts to come back to being relaxed and concentrated and relaxed and not worrying too much about what it is you're doing. I think you can't worry too much about what's going to happen, because whatever will happen will happen. I mean, you'll have a really good night and you'll play great, or you'll have an okay night and you'll play okay. Or in some cases, you'll have a really bad night and you won't be able to get it together. But that's the way it goes. I mean, it's like playing anything. It's like being an athlete or something, and you play football and you go out, or baseball, and you have a great day. And then, 2 days later, you suck. You can't play. You make all these mistakes. So it's kind of like that.
Right.
You try to stay consistent, though, so that you don't make so many mistakes,